Okay, so now actually how we design or how is it okay if I am saying in Urdu or English, or it should be combination of both?
We'll use English as a medium.
Okay, perfect. So now coming to the higher education, every person, the dream is to acquire the higher education from some best countries. The real reason is that though in India there are many great institutions like IITs, IIMs, but considering the population of our country, those top institutions, they are very selective, and the chance of getting the admission in those universities are very less. Now, if you see the selection rate of IITs is almost 1%, while IIMs is furthermore less. So if any student he wants to continue his higher education, then either he has to settle for the low rank universities, or he has to explore some other countries, or he just has to drop his or her higher education plans. Now, for many students, it is since almost 60 to 70 years back, many English speaking countries, they are catering to the people of the countries like India, China, Taiwan, Thailand, Indonesia, Nigeria, where the population is huge. So these English speaking countries, they're attracting these students who were either former colonies or who are the English speaking or who where the majority of curriculum is in English. So if you see the countries like Indonesia, Thailand, Taiwan, and Nigeria, where the population is in huge advantage and where there is a huge amount of people. So these countries are attracting these the students of these countries. So now the foremost among all them among these countries is the first the USA, second is Canada, third is UK, fourth is Australia, and fifth is New Zealand and to some extent Ireland. So what these institutions are doing is that they are promising the students from the countries like India, Pakistan, China, Nepal, Bangladesh, is that they are promising them with not just a higher education degree, but even they are promising them an option of staying in that country for a couple of years to get some practical exposure, and moreover a pathway to a permanent residence. So let's say any student, he is continuing his or he did his masters from the USA. So what the US is telling that, okay, first you complete your higher education, then after that you can do some optional practical training which is a part of the curriculum. Then after that you can apply for the H1B visa, and obviously if you are doing your masters from the USA, then you will have 20,000 additional quota. Then once you have you are once you're done with your H1B visa, once you're done with your H1, then you can apply for I-140, that is green card. And once you're done with your green card, then you can automatically apply for the citizenship. So the people from the countries like all the third world countries, they're getting attracted to these this type of value added benefits. Now, among all those countries, uh, recently I published one article, is that though many countries they are promising the students with various type of offers like a dedicated pathway to citizenship, but among all these countries, the Canada is leading the pack. So among all these countries, the getting the permanent residence and as well as citizen pathway to Canada is the easiest one. The real reason is that the Canada is one of the largest countries, but the Canada has huge problem when it comes to the talented human capital. In many provinces of the Canada, there is a huge need for the talented human capital. And why Canada needs a human capital is that to further develop their economy and to come at a global stage, they need manpower to execute various type of jobs. And many of the Canadian territories, they have huge natural resources, but because of the limited population, they aren't exploring those type of territories. So they want to develop those territories, and so that they will have some type of commerce in those territories. So if you see the map of Canada, you can able to see there is British Columbia, then there is Alberta, then there's Saskatchewan, there is Manitoba, Ontario, Quebec, Newfoundland and Labrador, Yukon, Northwestern Territories, and Nunavut. But when it comes to Canada, only three provinces are attractive to the people of India. Canada is not just a simple country. Canada is a combination of many countries. You can say every state of every province of Canada has a different type of climate. Climate, the climate of British Columbia, it's very much different to the climate of Nunavut. Climate of Saskatchewan is very much different to the climate of Quebec. So now mostly our students or the people from our country, they are very much attracted to the provinces like Alberta, Ontario, and British Columbia. There are two reasons. The first is we can somewhat manage the climate. The second is that this country, they have a huge commerce developed. And among all those region, particularly the Ontario region, because of the close proximity to Michigan State, the state of Michigan, which is the hub of automotive industry, many people are attracted to the Ontario province. But even the Saskatchewan and Alberta and British Columbia are also developing very much fast. So now the different pathways to get there are different pathways to establish your career or to get or settle yourself in Canada. The first is many people they go through this route of PR, that is that is the express entry, which is one of the direct route to get a PR, that is permanent residence. But getting the express entry route is very much difficult. The real reason is that you need to have very strong profile, and you even need a very high score in IELTS, and even you should have a very good work experience, and even you should have the advantage of age. So it's somewhat difficult. So now one of the easiest pathway to get the permanent residence of the Canada and of the ultimately the citizenship of Canada is the education pathway. So now the education pathway is designed in such a manner is that the student first they will join in any college or the university of the the Canada. Then after that they will complete the education, and after that they will do the postgraduate. So all the students who are doing any type of education in the Canada, they will get postgraduate work permit. So that means, as let's say a student is completing a 1 year program or two-year program in Canada, then they will have a luxury of doing a practical job in any of the Canadian company. And after that, so they will get an additional points of Canadian education and as well as Canadian work experience, and they will easily get a work permit, or sorry, the permanent residence in the Canada. So once a professional is getting the permanent residence in the Canada, then they can avail all the benefits which the Canadian government is giving. That includes obviously the very much modern the robust healthcare system, education system, and as well as the travel to almost 150 plus countries, and even if you are on the social security benefits, let's say if you're losing your job, then you will get the social security benefits and many other things. So there are a lot of benefits for the citizens of Canada. So if any student is going through this pathway, then they can avail all those benefits. Now the key thing is that, and yeah, there is one more additional benefit of living in Canada is that the Canada and the USA have a NAFTA agreement. So that means any citizen of Canada, they can easily travel to Canada and they can work as per the NAFTA agreement. And they don't have to go for all those H-1B visa and the GC pathway. They can easily come and work as per the NAFTA agreement. Now, why one should study in Canada? So the first and foremost thing is that the quality of education is almost way beyond, or you can say way higher than the India. If you see the recently the Times Higher Education, they published the top university rankings. Someone raised the hand. So can you please tell me your question? Someone raised their hand. So let's complete this session. Then after that, we will take all the questions. Okay. Now, recently the Times Higher Education and various other agencies, they publish the higher education rankings, but none of the universities in India, they got featured, or they were featured in the top 100 rankings. But on the contrary, almost three universities of Canada, they are in the top 100, while the USA have almost 23 universities, they are featured in the top 100. So these universities are not just what you say, not with Canada, you're not just getting a pathway to, yeah, but you're even getting a chance to get your education with the top 100 universities. Secondly, if you see, let's say you want to attend, or you want to do your MBA from the IIMs, or you want to do your masters or masters in engineering from ISC, so the getting admission is very, very difficult. So let's say any engineer who wants to do his masters from Indian Institute of Science, so getting an admission from Institute of Science for the master's program in engineering is almost, you can say, 1,000 is to 1, or even it's 10,000 is to 1. But if you have a decent profile, and you have a very much holistic profile, then there is a chance that you can get your admission in the universities like University of Ontario or University of British Columbia, which is in the top 100. Secondly, education is quite affordable. So even I will give the comparison with the Indian universities. So the cost of doing the masters of the IITs, if someone is not getting the recent scholarship, it's almost same as the Canadian universities. If someone is taking the rough example, then it will be around 25 lakh rupees. And third important thing is that diversity. Now, one of the reasons why Indian universities are not featuring in the top 100 or top 500 is that the diversity. So, in India, mostly the universities attract the students from either, firstly from the state itself, the secondly from the different nearby states. While the universities of the USA or Canada, they do attract students from other countries. So this will improve the diversity profile of that particular universities, and the students to get an opportunity to interact or to learn from the students from different parts of the world. And obviously, there is one more additional benefit is that the universities in Canada and the universities in Canada, they have a strong, what you say, they have strong inclination towards post-study work visa. So the post-study work visa is integral part of that system. So once you complete your masters, then you can easily apply for the post-study work visa, and obviously there are a lot of good opportunities. And at last, if you're going through this pathway, then you have a chance of getting the permanent residence. Now, there are different pathways to permanent residence in the Canada. So the first is the provisional nomination. So the provisional nomination is one of the fastest way to get the Canadian permanent residence. So let's say if any student is completing his masters from any institutions or from any universities in Saskatchewan, so then he can apply in that route, and yes, he can get his permanent residence in 3 to 4 years or maximum 5 years. And second additional benefit is that Canada also has an additional value advantage is that in the Canada they also have a special provision whereby you can sponsor your parents and as well as grandparents. So in short, it's a if let's say if you want to bring your parents, So it's very much easy if you are planning to study or if you're settling in the Canada. Now, how we can get an admission in the in any of the Canadian institutions or the universities? So for it, first we have to understand the entire process. The first and foremost thing is you have the first step is obviously it's your based on your percentages and your strong academic profile and your holistic work profile and everything. The next stage comes is the IELTS. So you need to write IELTS academic version. IELTS has two different versions. The first is general, the second is academic. So you have to write the IELTS academic and score at least 6.5. Then after that, you have to start your admission process. Then once you're done with your admission process, the university will give the letter of admission. Then once you get your letter of admission, then you have to pay your fees, and after that you have to make a bank account with the Canadian bank account, and you have to deposit at least 10,000 Canadian dollar. So then after then you have to take all the tuition fee receipt and as well as GSE amount of $10,000. Then you have to start your visa process. So in the visa process, if for the people from the countries like India, mostly all the third world countries, they have additional requirement of getting a medical examination done with a panel of doctors who are authorized by the Canadian or the Canadian consulate. So I believe mostly you are from Hyderabad and Bangalore. So there are a couple of doctors which are impaneled by the Canadian consulate. So you have to visit over there and get your medical examination done. Then after that, once you're done with this, then you have to complete all the visa application form and everything. And then after that, you will get a biometrics date. And once you get your biometrics date, then you have to complete the biometrics process. And obviously, it will take around 1.5 to 2 months to get your visa. And the Canada also has two different processes. The first process is that for the students of from India, China, and few other countries, they have a process. They have a special terminology whereby known as SDS, that is Student Direct Stream. So for the Student Direct Stream, the Department of Homeland Affairs, they process for the students the visa in a much faster way. Now there's a there's a slide called classification of the universities in the Canada. So the Canada, they have a different type of institutions. The first is just a second, I'm getting one call. So the first is obviously the universities. The second comes the in community colleges. Third comes the private colleges. So now coming to the universities, the admission criteria is very tough. You have to score very much high percentages. Then you should have very strong profile, and apart from it, you should have a very lot of extracurricular activities like as a president of a college club and various other things. Now, when it comes to the private colleges, they the admission criteria is not that much difficult. So we will see the admission criteria for each and every institution separately. So now there are altogether 98 universities in the Canada, and in it, the University of Toronto, Michael University, and University of British Columbia, they are under top 100 of the world. Apart from it, there are universities like University of Alberta, McMaster University, University of Montreal, University of Waterloo, University of Western Ontario. They are under top 300. And if you see, in India, bearing IITs and IISCs and IIMs, none of the universities, they are featuring the top 100 or top 300. And if you have a somewhat decent profile, you can easily get admission in these type of universities. So at the end of the day, you're not just getting a master's, but even you're getting your admission from some of the top ranked institutions. So mostly the universities, they do have bachelor's, they have master's program, they have PG programs, and even many universities of the Canada, they also has the postdoc programs also. Apart from it, the Canada also has a few community colleges which are very much affordable, and they are very much focused to the people from like for the undergraduate students or from the bachelor students who want the education at somewhat lesser price. Apart from it, the Canada also has few private colleges. So mostly this type of colleges, they do offer the UG diplomas, university transfer programs, bachelor degrees, and PG diplomas. So PG diplomas, it could be like PG diploma in cloud computing, PG diploma in big data analytics, PG, certificate programs in cloud computing, biotechnology. This type of short-term programs, and even few university transfer programs. So the college, they can't offer the real degree, but instead they will just offer the diplomas. And mostly this type of diploma degrees, and their duration, they are almost 1 years, or if it's at undergraduate level, then mostly they will be of 2 to 3 years, and if it's of at the postgraduate level, then they will be of around 1 year, 1.5 year, and if it's part of the work, then it will be of 2 years. Now in the Canada, when it comes to the higher education program, or so the duration of the program, the doctor or PhD programs, they will be in the range of 2 to 5 years, while the masters, it will be of 2 years. The PhD diploma or graduate certificates, it will be of 1 to 2 years, while the bachelors are of 4 years. The few colleges or the few universities, they also has UG diploma, which will be in the range of 2 to 3 years. Now comes the real important thing is about the intakes. Yes, someone just bought in. Just to correct you, IIT Bombay has been ranked 172 globally, and IIS is ranked 155. But just to tell you, but none of the universities are featuring in top 100 in the global listing. And secondly,
उसका तो भाई JRF की है जी निकल गई
just to point out, the getting admission.
हाँ LS का हो तो कर रहा हूँ
No, just to point you out, the getting admission in the ISC. Can you please continue? Hello. Yeah, just to point out, getting admission in the IISCs or IIT Bombay's is very difficult, and so we also have to take into consideration about the acceptance rate. Secondly, how many universities of India are in the top 300? Bearing few IITs and IISs, none are featuring in the top 300. And if you see, there is JNU and there is Jamia, but because of government indifferences, the rankings are getting below every next day. So we have to take those things into consideration. If you're getting admission with IITs and IISs, it's always a great thing. But apart from that, and when I'm saying this, but it's in capital letters. So IITs, why people will go for any international university is to get the diversity. The real reason is that when you are studying with people from different countries, yes, when I say graduate means PG. Because in the Northern America side, undergraduate means bachelor's and graduate means master's. So now in Canada, there are the major intake in the Canada is obviously the September intake, which is the key intake for them. The second big intake is January, to some extent May, and there are few limited intakes in July and October as well. But if you're planning for the Canada, then always have planned for the September, if not January, to some extent May. Now coming to the entry requirement. So obviously, if you're applying for the masters, then you should have 16 years of full-time education, and 65% is very much on the lower side. And 65% only if you are from premium institutions. If your institutions are from the colleges, affiliate colleges, then it should be around 75 to 80%. And if it's lower, then many Canadian universities, they won't accept your application. And if you're planning for the masters in the universities, then you should have 16 years of full-time education. Or else you can opt, if you have the 3 years degree, then you can opt for the PG diplomas. So these PG diplomas are like you can get an admission even despite having 50 to 55 years percentages, and moreover the admission criteria, it won't be that much difficult. Now apart from it, if you are looking for this very much short-term programs with not that much fees, then PG diplomas are the right way. Apart from it, many Canadian universities, they do have lot of budget for the sponsorship, but this budget is only limited for the master's program, and you should be from the top rank universities with good percentages. And if you have good percentage, the Canadian universities, they do have a lot of scholarships, and there is a chance that you might complete your entire higher education totally free of cost. Okay, now the BDS is under the bachelor's category, and if you're planning to do your masters in the dental stream, then first and foremost thing, sorry, hello. Okay, and it depends if you're planning to do your masters in the dental stream. So Canada they have a different segment. It won't come in that directly in the universities. You have to work first. You have to clear the respective state level exams. Then you have to look for the residencies in the USA and the Canada. All the master's programs, you have to work as a resident. So let's say you are planning to get your master's in the oral pathology, that is, or in the oncology, what you say, oral oncology division. So first and foremost thing, you have to complete the examination. Then you have to look for the relevant professors or the doctors. Then you have to prepare a strong portfolio with the right research reports. Then you have to apply to respective professors. And if they are okay to give you the residency, then you can go over there and work under them. So it's like mostly like practical based training. And are there any scholarship for master's programs? And yes, there are a lot of scholarships, but it's based on the percentages. And you are civil engineer with 2022 pass out, can I get job there directly as freshers? So you're planning to go over there as a what you say, for the student, or you're planning to go over there as a for the job? If you're planning to go over there as a job, then it's somewhat difficult. If you plan to go over there as a as a student, then yes, you can get a lot of opportunities. And opportunity for sports management courses, it depends. If you work as a coach and have experience in managing few coaching assignments, and you can easily manage the football team or soccer team or any other team of the Canadian universities, then there are a lot of opportunities. If you just there's a theoretical, then not that much. Or else there is one more different aspect in the sports management, that is in the sports marketing and those type of aspects. Then yes, there are a lot of opportunities. What if after doing integrated masters from the University of Hyderabad? So again, it depends from based on what's your specialization. So either you can opt for the PhD or you can opt for the second masters. So yes, there are a lot of opportunities. How much budget will it take to get admission? So I'm coming to this question now. I will come to the budget question. I've done electronics and instrumentation in BTech, so yes, you can, but you have to strongly demonstrate your profile. Okay, so now coming to the English language requirement, I strongly say to every student is that you should have a very decent score. And the decent score, when I say the decent score, it should be above 6.5 in the IELTS. Otherwise, even if you're getting admission, finding the visa is very difficult. So coming to the English language aspect, with low IELTS is very difficult. If I'm getting into local college in India like RV College, and if I'm IBRA McMaster is not a tier 2 universities, McMaster is top 300 universities. So if you're getting admission in the McMaster, then definitely you should take your flight and go to the McMaster. If somebody has done MTech, can he join PG diploma? Yes, he can join PG diploma, but he should hide MTech, or else he should directly join for the PhD. So now coming to apply for student permit on or after, this is standard thing. The institution should be listed in the designated learning institutions. So this all the specific requirements as specified by the Department of Homeland Security of the Canadian government. So this is just a standard thing. So obviously when you are applying, then you should have to get your so if you're applying for the top universities like McMaster or Ontario, so obviously they will be in the designated DLI list. So now coming to the most important aspect about the work permit. So as a student, so age limit is a very subjective question. We will come to this later. So the students are eligible to work part-time on or off campus from day one. So this is the most important aspect of the studying in Canada. So if you are a student in the Canada, then you can work. If you are like if your classes are going on full time, then you can work part time. So when I say part time, it's of 20 hours per week. And if it's in the holidays like summer holidays, then you can work full time. So full time it's of around 40 hours. And apart from it, you can even take an internship of 6 months. So this internship, it will be relevant to your career, to your what you say, to your field of study. Let's say you pursued your let's say you pursued your master's or diploma in cybersecurity. So you can take your internship in the cybersecurity domain, or let's say you took your course in cloud computing. So you can take your internship in the cloud computing domain. After completion of your program, then you can apply for the what you say full-time work permit. So this co-op internship are the part of the program itself. So you can so whatever your course, you can what you say, you can do the internship in the same domain itself. Gentlemen, can you just give me some time? I just need to bring you my charger. It's almost my battery just exhausted. Just 10 minutes. कहाँ पे चला जाए? लौट जाओ ना. Okay, so now comes the most important aspect is of the post-study work visa. So the best countries when it comes to the post-study work visa or post-study work authorization is the Canada. So all the students who's done their masters or the graduate program in the Northern America slang, they are eligible to apply for the post-study work visa. So they'll be automatically eligible to apply for this visa. So one of the criteria to complete to apply for the post-study work visa is that the student should complete or should study at least 8 months from the day of the start of the program, and they should pass the program, and after that they should apply within 180 days, that is 6 months. And moreover, as a post-study work visa, you have the complete yeah, I will just come to this question, how much gap is accepted. So as a post-study work visa, it's like the internship, it should be in your area of study. So let's say you studied your master's or PhD diploma in cloud computing. So you can do your internship in the cloud computing. But when it comes to the post-study work visa, you are independent. So you can do your post-study, let's say you complete your master's in cloud computing, but you got a job in finance or investment banking. So you can take up that any type of job offer. So this is the real benefit of doing your masters in the Canada. So now who are not eligible for doing the post-study work permit is that if the program duration is less than 8 months, then they are not eligible for post-study work permit. And if the program duration is more than 8 months but less than 2 years, then your study permit will be almost the same duration. So let's say your program duration is of around 16 months, then you will be eligible for the post-study work permit of 16 months. So now comes the most important aspect, is that why the students, or why at mathematics we enroll students to go for universities, is that if your duration of the program is of 2 years, then you are eligible to apply the post-study work visa for the 3 years. Okay, so now let's say you complete for the 1 year, then you can apply for the 1 year. Just a second. So as I said to you about study direct stream, so in the Canada, so there is 2 different streams. The students can opt or complete the visa process in the 2 different streams. The first is for the students from few countries, for few English speaking countries, the Canadian government, they are saying, okay, you can speed up your process, but there are few conditions. The first is that obviously you should get your admission. There's a key thing. Then after that, you should have your IELTS score. And the third is that you should have this GIC certificate, that is opening of bank account in the Canada with at least savings of 10,000 Canadian dollar. Then after that, you should pay the full fees of 1 year. Then after that, you should do all your medical examination, which is again a very nominal thing. And obviously, you should do all your visa applications totally online. Now, the major benefit of doing this SDS, that is student direct stream, is that the first is your visa process. It will be handled very much fast. Then you don't need huge amount of financial documentations. Let's say you are going through the general stream, then you have to show the fixed deposit and many other things, and a lot of other type of financial documents like CS statement and others. So if you are going through this SDS stream, it will be quite easy for both the visa officers and as well as for you. Okay, now I will come to the questions. So how much gap is study accepted for the study visa? So now this question, if you are telling after masters, after bachelor's, if there is a study gap, so I believe you have some type of experience. So if you have some type of experience and you can able to demonstrate that experience, then definitely they will give huge value to those type of experiences. So does Canada accept 12th pass candidates with good technical skills and experience which are required in Canada? So Canada, definitely you can go for the bachelor's program. And apart from it, if you are very much technical guy with good technical exposure, let's say you have good exposure in welding, plumbing, then you can apply for the trade schools. And the trade schools are one of the easiest way to get great jobs or good paying jobs in the Canada. What is the acceptance rate of the top universities? No, acceptance rate of the top universities, University of British Columbia is around 7%. University of Alberta is around for 20 to 25%. McMaster is, it ranges from 7 to 50%. But it also depends when you are applying. If you're applying before in the priority deadline, so let's say you are planning to go in September 2023, and if you're starting now, then there is a chance of getting accepted. There's high chance of getting accepted. But if you are applying very much late, then chances will go down. Any other questions? I'm just a second. If there is some relative having PR in Canada, is there any advantage in getting a job? Yes, probably your relative can help you out in putting out few jobs. Apart from it, no such help. Is there any deadline for scholarship application? So just probably I don't know. I believe if you are from Telangana, so Telangana government has a scholarship for the overseas. But apart from it, there are many top universities of Canada, and they have scholarships. But it should be in the priority deadline. So let's say you are applying for September 2023, then if you are studying now, then there is a high chance of getting scholarships. So no such dates, but yes, and yes, just to point you out, one more important aspect: if you have very good profile, so the professors will give you the TA or RA, that is teaching assistantship or research assistantships. So that means you will be working under that professor for a year as a teacher or as a researcher. So and the professor will pay you at specific salary. So if you have a good profile and if you're applying very much earlier, then yes, you will be getting a good amount of money as a TA or RA. No, diffusers are not more. If your profile or particularly if your cover letter is not that much strong, then yes, that rejection rate will be there. So for getting approved, we always develop a very strong cover letter. Can I apply for January 2023 intake PG diploma? Yes, you can apply. Now this is the right time for the PG diplomas. And the usual timeline for the visa approval is around 2 months. So yes, you can apply. Technical skills, you mean? Okay, yes, the developer and network architect, these are very much in demand skills. And yes, you will, but these skills are needed only after, because most of the companies hiring the IT professionals, they need at least bachelor's degree. So without 12, it's not possible. Now, what are the components criteria considered in top universities for acceptance, such as McGill? So McGill will look at your overall profile, not just the GPA. GPA is one of the key things, but they will also look at the things like your extracurricular activities, your other profiles, like probably you might represent your universities at some international event or some good internships, or you can say good projects or present research papers. So let's say you publish your paper in any Scopus Indus journal. So all those things, it will be adding huge value to your profile. So backlogs is a barrier. What can we do about it? So you can say you can't change the past. So it depends the number of backlogs. If your backlogs is more, then you can't. Applying to the industry is somewhat difficult. So you can apply to the colleges. So the colleges will accept the backlogs. Can apply now for January 2023 intake for masters? Yes, you can apply, but what you say, the deadline timeline for the universities is somewhat like you can say the universities will give the decision in around 2 to 3 months, and after getting an admission, then you have to again 2 to 3 months for the visa. So ideally, it's not advisable because you might be struck. So even if you're getting admission, you might lose on getting the visa on time. So always you have to plan very, very, very much in advance. And if you're planning very much in advance, then you will have a lot of benefits. You can write the GRE, you can avail the government of Telangana scholarships. I don't know if someone is from Karnataka, but if you're from Telangana, then you can write the GRE and you can avail the government of Telangana scholarships. So you can avail all those type of things. Any other question?
Yeah, hello, I have a question.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, please tell me.
Yeah, I want to know about are there any PG diploma programs in data science, machine
Yes,
learning in colleges?
a lot. And the PG data science, the program is very much advanced with very much focus on modern technologies, including what you say. The program is so much focused that even they are giving the real implementation of various algorithms, and even they are teaching how to make the algorithms after making the mathematical formulas.
Yeah, these are in PG diplomas. Huh?
Yes, that's what I'm
For
telling.
PG.
So they have very good programs for the PG diploma in data science.
Can you give us some information about some colleges which offer these?
Sorry.
Can you give some information about the colleges which offer
There is
these?
Conestoga College. There is a Centennial College. Many colleges are there.
Okay.
So does Canada has scope for PG diploma in fashion designing? Well, yes, definitely they will be have PG diploma in fashion designing. I mean, actually, my I've trained professionals from different domains, including IT, management sciences, core engineering. But unfortunately, fashion designing is one of the few thing in it which I don't have the real-time experience, because I can give what you say my expertise only if I have the real-time experience. But yes, you can say it will have scope, because many fashion designers will send their designs to Paris Fashion Week and others. But I don't have that much knowledge about this field. I'm really sorry about it. But I'm sure if you're taking this program, if your intention is to get a PR, then you will avail this thing. PR, you can avail it. But I don't know about the job prospects. But I'm sure you will. You can go for it. And there is Lambton College. So Lambton College, yes, Lambton College actually they are accepting, but the seats are full. So they are very much selective. So the seats are almost full. Please, please expand about PR. So if you are going through this route, so what after that, what you will do is that once you've done your masters, then you will be attending the Canadian experience. So Canada for the PR, you having a Canada Canada job experience as well as Canadian education, it will give more points, and you will easily get a PR. Yes, Conestoga is a very good college, and though I strongly endorse universities, but if you're not getting admission in the universities, then Conestoga is a very good option. And the reason why I'm telling is that I taught one course in the Conestoga. University is always good, because one of my good friend, one of my childhood friend, and you can say he's my cousin, but he's my childhood friend. He did his postdoc and he's teaching at University of Calgary, and even he is teaching at Arizona State University. And he is very much positive of Conestoga College. So this is not just coming from some XYZ person. It is coming from a person from a cousin of mine who taught at two top ranked universities. There is University of Calgary and University of Arizona State University. So Conestoga is a very good college. So how about project management? This project management is a good career, but always if you are looking for the project management, you should have some relevant experience before applying for the project management. Otherwise, if you don't have the relevant experience, then you will find very much difficult to comprehend that course, because there might be few technical terms or few processes which you can't understand without real work experience. Instead of project management, if you're from the engineering background, then you should go for engineering management. And what's the budget required for masters? It's around 20 to 22 lakhs. I'm just telling on very much on the higher side. IELTS score is obviously the mandatory for the visa process, and the acceptance rate higher the IELTS, because without IELTS you can't more. Even if some universities are giving you admissions, or some colleges are giving you admission without IELTS, but chances of getting visa without IELTS is very bleak. Merit-based scholarship for MBA. So MBAs, I advise only. I will some other day I will just take another session for the MBA. MBA should only go if it's accredited. So for the MBAs, there are three different accreditations: AACSB, AMBA, or ICRIS. So and in the Canada, mostly schools are AACSB accredited. So you should only go for the AACSB accreditation, and the MBA colleges of the Canada, they will look at your overall profile. And yes, there are a lot of scholarships. No, actually, at my age, study is not proper. I'm done with my studies. So now I'm not studying. Okay, so I'm not in a age of studying. Okay, which university is best in Canada for aerospace engineering? Actually, OSAF best is a very wrong word. So the rankings are very much fudge because to some extent, I work for Times Higher Education. So more than ranking, you should always look for the curriculum. To just but University of Calgary, they have very much good program. And what are programs for civil engineers? Again, it depends about what expect you are applying to masters. So mostly in the Canada, for the structures, people for the civil engineers, if you're planning to masters in structures or you're planning to masters in the environment, so what's the area you want to specialize, then only we can select the right university or the right course. And just to just to give you one hint, there is a good scope for the people who are planning to get masters in the wood structures, or you can say the timber structures. What are the few aspects which are considered by you to fast up the process of visa approval? So was obviously when you are once you are done with the generic documents, the client explanation letter, apart from the cover letter, we will even put a few FDs and as well as CA statement and as well as your form 16 and few various other things. And is it okay to study for business management in Canada even if I've done engine maintenance engineering or any specific course in aviation? Again, it depends what interests you more. My advice is better go for engineering management more than the business management if you are from the engineering background. Okay, and which universities accept 15 years of education? A very few universities, but the thing is that the Canadian universities, they do take your overall profile. So even they will give you, but we have to email the particular department, and if they're okay, then definitely they will take you if you have very good profile. But just to be on the safer side, we can go with the colleges. But yes, they are not that much rigid, like few in mostly in few countries, in third world countries, the admissions criteria are very much rigid. So the countries in North, the universities in North America, they are not rigid. So if you have very good profile, then they will definitely consider you. Uh, which is best course to take up in Canada, which has a bachelor's degree in computer science with 3 to 4 years work experience? Is it like you don't have after 12th you have some type of gap? Can you please clear for me? Okay, what is the difference between PG diploma and masters? So obviously the masters is being offered by the university, and PG diploma is from the college, and masters you can go for the PhD. With PG diploma you can't go for the PhD, and masters is very much intense. You have to slog a lot. With PG diploma you can easily work and as well as complete your PG diploma. And yes, after PG diploma in cybersecurity you can get a lot of good jobs. And because many many US companies, they are opening their work centers or their offices in Canada. So yes, you can go for it. No gap 12 2013 engineering 2017 work experience. So okay, so you want to do masters or PG diploma? MS, I believe you are okay. If you are better go for the PG diploma, you can complete on time. What is the duration of PhD? Can one work during this? Yes, but while doing your PhD, the industry will offer you stipend and they will offer you when you are doing your PhD, it will be funded PhD. So you'll get the fund from the universities. So it will mostly if you're doing your PhD from a good university, then it will fully funded, and instead you will get the stipend, a very good stipend. Okay, what are the opportunities for computer science in PG diploma and computer science in masters? A lot. Again, if masters, for your job opportunity is not just limited to your masters. when I say the opportunities for the masters in computer science or the programming, the companies will look at your overall profile. Mostly they want to know whether you have some whether your GitHub profile. They want to see you have did you participate in type of coding hackathons and all those type of things. After BCom, it's better go with the PG diploma because it's very much difficult. It's very much difficult for you to go in what you say MBA. And my advice is that if you are BCom honors, go for PG diploma in accounting with the focus on CPA. Our job opportunities is equal for both PG diploma and MS. There is Akshu, there is two different things. In the Canada, there are two different things. The first is MS, the other is MEng. MS is for the people who are planning to do the research. MEng is for the people who are planning to do the job. So if you're looking for the job, the MS is not a key thing. You should go for either PG diploma or MEng, that is Master of Engineering. MS is for the people who are planning to do the research. Okay, fee structure for bachelors, again, it depends from the university to university. It ranges from 14,000 Canadian dollar to 20,000 Canadian dollar. And what is yeah, Mohammad Safiuddin, my suggestion is that you should go for PG diploma in accounting or finance and go for the CPA pathway. CPA has a huge demand in Canada, and once you're done with the CPA, then once you're done get your CPA license, then you can make a lot of money. Okay, what is the scope in Canada for electronics and instrumentation? A lot. And if you're from the instrumentation, then you can work in the biomedical domain. Biomedical is a very fastest or it's one of the fastest emerging field. Can you please tell me if any job opportunity for mechanical engineers for 3 years in Canada? Are you planning for PR or are you planning for the higher education? If you're planning for the PR, then you should go for the express entry route, or you can go for the PNP route. PR, okay, yes, you can go for the you have to are you done with your IELTS? What about the health facilities? Considering it's a very cold country, will there be hassle-free support for health in case? As I've heard, it's very tough, and this is one of the drawback of Canada. It's a very extreme country, but somehow if the health is not the key thing, then you shouldn't consider Canada. But yes, the Canada, when it comes to the healthcare, they are very much advanced, and I am quite hopeful that you won't face any health emergencies. People are living in Canada very happily, and once you have dedicated employment, then you can, or if you are planning after completing your masters or once you're done with the PR, and if you aren't comfortable with the Canadian climate, then you can easily move to Michigan or any other state in the North America which has a very decent climate. Okay, MBA honors, is it CPA, PG diploma? Please spell. Okay, you should go for a PG diploma in accounting, and PG diploma accounting, it will be mapped to CPA. And once you're done with your CPA preparatory course, then you can apply for the CPA prep and complete all the CPA courses and apply for the CPA license. And the CPA has a reciprocity with ICAI, that is Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. And once you're done with the CPA, then you can come back to Gulf and start your auditing practice also. Job opportunities for electrical engineer in Canada with 3 years experience in operations maintenance and 2 years in merchant navy. Abdullah, if you are with experience in merchant navy, my advice is better go with the USA. They have much wider opportunities. How can you apply for Jan 2023 in PG diploma with CS background? If you apply, yes, if you're starting it now, and if your IELTS is ready, then you can start now, and the visa acceptance is around 60 to 70% if everything is going well, and I believe you have all the necessary fundings with you. MS job hunting is not just based on your PG diploma. You have to have a very decent LinkedIn profile. You have to network, and yes, networking is an integral part of MIFIRD. And you can take my number from Saibai. So networking is an integral part of for applying for any job. So without networking, just MS, it won't. Whether it's MS from Institute of Toronto also, if you are very much not active, then you won't get that much success. So one important thing, actually, you can contact me, or you can take my number, or you can contact Sci-Fi. Yes, you need a very strong SOP, not just a copy SOP, but a very strong SOP. And what are the courses you said? What are the courses you said? MSG?
Please share your contact details in the chat box.
Sure, I will do that.
No participant should contact me. Please note it from the chat box directly.
Oh, एक second. Directly Mudassir साहब को चलेगा. Everyone in meeting. Okay, so I hope many things are quite clear. So after everybody, I can take only 3 more questions. So after completing MTech, I want to get a job in. My advice is that don't go with MS or PG diploma. Better go with the PhD, because you will get good funding. You will go. Do we apply through common app? No, Ibra. Universities will have their own dedicated portal. Is an average Canada okay? Hisham, this is not the right question. IITs are very much good institutions, but why we go to Canada is that the chance of getting in the IITs is very much bleak. And second thing is that at Canada or the US, you will get the diversity. When you are studying with the people from different parts of the world, your exposure, you will get a wide amount of exposure, and it will develop your overall personality. Is there any age limit for study visa? There is no such age limit, but yes, the university is very much particular about maintaining a decent class group. For job purchase, which course? For job purchase, you shouldn't pursue MS. Instead, you should go for MEng, that is Master of Engineering. MS is for the people who are planning for research. Either you should go for PG diploma or MEng. If your goal is to complete get a job in the lowest time frame, then go for PG diploma. If you are planning to, if you want to have a track of brand of a good university, then go for MEng. Don't go for MS. MS is for the people who are planning to do the research or who have some research topic in mind. Okay, so everybody, if you have any question, you can just drop me a text, or you can just drop me an email. Better emails, because I can reply faster over the email than phone, because most of the time I will be either in the class or in some type of sessions, or I will be with my students. So I can't be that much responsive over the phone. So better it will be over the emails. So I hope I added some value to your time. To fail, I mean, it's somewhat cost you lesser, but with MS, you will get good funding. Mostly the professors will have good funding when it comes to MS, but MS is for the people who are planning to do the research, not for the people who are planning to do the job. If your goal is to do the PhD or postdoc, go for the MS, not for the MEng. Okay, Jazakallah khair for everybody, and Jazakallah khair Saib bhai for your for coordinating and for bringing me on board, and Jazakallah khair Saib bhai and the entire MFIRD group. And I hope I added some value to your time. And inshallah, if you have any type of query, I will try to reply you via email. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum.
Jazakallah, Faisal bhai. Very informative to all the students.
Okay, Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum.